Think dinosaurs ruled the deadliest world? Think again. Long before humans, the oceans were filled with monsters that made even T-Rex look tame. From giant sharks to armored fish and squid the size of buses, these prehistoric sea creatures turned the water into a death trap. Today we're looking at 12 sea monsters you couldn't survive, no matter how fast you swam. If you've seen Jurassic World, you know this beast already. Mosasaurus wasn't a dinosaur, but a marine reptile stretching nearly 50 feet long, with a head like a crocodile and jaws lined with dagger teeth. It was built for ambush, surging up from the deep to snap prey in half before dragging it under. In the Cretaceous seas, it was the top predator, hunting fish, sharks, other reptiles, and probably even smaller mosasaurs. Imagine the most aggressive crocodile you've ever seen. Now give it flippers and supercharged speed, and you've got a monster that no shipwrecked human could ever escape. Jurassic World made it terrifying, but in reality, Mosasaurus didn't need Hollywood. It was already pure nightmare fuel. The king of sharks, MEGLADON, makes the great white look like a guppy. Growing up to 60 feet long with teeth the size of your hand, this monster shark prowled the oceans for millions of years. Its bite force is estimated to be the most powerful of any animal that's ever lived, capable of crushing whale bones like pretzels. MEGLADON's main prey were giant whales, which it likely hunted by ambushing from below and tearing them apart with repeated strikes. For humans, it would be instant death. Your boat would be splintered, the water would turn red, and you'd be gone before you even realize what hit you. Out of all ocean monsters, MEGLADON is the one that still sparks the fear it might be out there, lurking in the deep. Not every sea monster was a predator, but ARCHELON, the largest turtle ever, was still a sight to behold. Growing up to 15 feet long with flippers like wings, it cruised the late Cretaceous oceans. While it mostly ate jellyfish and soft prey, it had to survive constant attacks from mosasaurs and sharks. Imagine being in the water when one swam past. It would be like seeing a living battleship glide under you. And if one panicked and struck with its beak, it could easily shatter bone. Not as aggressive as the others on this list, but still an oceanic giant that demanded respect. If the mosasaur was bad, Predator X was worse. Officially named Pliosaurus funkii, this massive pliosaur could grow over 40 feet long and weigh 40 tons. Its bite was estimated to be 4 times stronger than Tyrannosaurus Rex, making it one of the most powerful predators in history. Unlike sharks, which tear chunks of flesh, Predator X could literally crush and swallow enormous prey whole. Picture a sea reptile so strong it could take down other large pliosaurs, massive ichthyosaurs, or anything unlucky enough to wander close. If you fell into its waters, there'd be no escape. Your body would be obliterated in seconds. It was less a predator and more a living oceanic wrecking ball. This one looks like something out of science fiction. Helicoprion was a bizarre shark with a spiral of teeth in its lower jaw, basically a buzzsaw in its mouth. Growing up to 25 feet long, it lived over 250 million years ago and used its whirling jaw to slice through soft-bodied prey like squid. While it didn't crush bones like MEGLADON, its nightmarish mouth design makes it one of the strangest predators to ever evolve. For humans, the idea of being snagged and spun through a buzzsaw jaw is the stuff of horror movies. Helicoprion proves that nature doesn't just create killers. It creates weird, nightmare-inducing killers. Don't let the name fool you. Basilosaurus wasn't a reptile, but one of the first truly massive whales. Stretching up to 60 feet long, it was a slender snake-like predator that ruled the oceans about 40 million years ago. Unlike modern whales that eat plankton, Basilosaurus was a hunter. Its sharp teeth tore into fish, sharks, and even smaller whales, making it a savage giant in the ancient seas. Imagine a monstrous whale with the behavior of a killer whale on steroids. That's Basilosaurus. If you were in the water with one, it would grab you, shake you like a rag doll, and swallow you whole. This creature proves you don't have to be big to be horrifying. TULLIMONSTRUM, or the Tullimonster, was a bizarre, soft-bodied sea animal that lived 300 million years ago. With a long, stalked proboscis tipped with a claw-like mouth and eyes set on stalks, it looked like a nightmare alien from the deep. While it wasn't a giant predator like Mosasaurus or Megalodon, its strange anatomy and unknown lifestyle make it a true ocean terror in its own right. Scientists still aren't sure what it even was. Fish, worm, or something else entirely. One thing's certain, if you saw a swarm of these things rising from the murky water, you'd never get back in the sea again. Named after the author of Moby Dick, Leviathan was a prehistoric sperm whale that rivaled Megalodon as an apex predator. Growing over 55 feet long, it had 14-inch teeth, the longest of any known animal. Unlike modern sperm whales that eat squid, Leviathan hunted other whales. Its skull and bite were built for bone-crushing combat, and its battles with MEGLADON would have been legendary. Imagine a sea ruled by two titans, one a giant shark, the other a whale with teeth like daggers. If you ended up in those waters, you wouldn't stand a chance. Humans wouldn't even register as snacks, just inconvenient debris. If you think giant squids today are scary, meet TUSOTEUTHIS, a Cretaceous super squid over 30 feet long. With long tentacles lined with hooks, it could seize prey and drag it into the crushing grip of its beak. Its victims included fish, reptiles, and possibly even smaller mosasaurs. Unlike sharks or reptiles, TUSOTEUTHIS hunted with stealth, lurking in the darkness until its tentacles shot out like harpoons. Once caught, there was no escape. Imagine being pulled into the abyss, wrapped in unbreakable arms, and devoured alive in the dark. That was life or death if you met TUSOTEUTHIS. Before sharks ruled the seas, Dunkleosteus was king. This armored fish lived 360 million years ago and grew over 30 feet long. Instead of teeth, it had bony plates that acted like shears, slicing prey in half with incredible power. Dunkleosteus could open its mouth so fast, it created suction, pulling prey in before crushing it like a trash compactor. Everything about it screams underwater tank, armor, power, and an unstoppable bite. If you were unlucky enough to fall into the Devonian seas, Dunkleosteus would have ended you in seconds.
LIOPLEURODON is often remembered from Walking with Dinosaurs, where it was depicted as an oversized sea god. The truth is terrifying enough without exaggeration. This pliosaur stretched 30 to 35 feet long and had a skull filled with massive conical teeth built to crush bone. It was an ambush predator, using its powerful flippers to lunge with sudden bursts of speed, grabbing prey and thrashing it apart. With jaws capable of biting straight through the shell of a giant turtle or the body of another marine reptile, LIOPLEURODON was a top predator no one wanted to cross. If you're stranded in its hunting grounds, it wouldn't hesitate to make a quick meal of you. SHONISAURUS was one of the largest ichthyosaurs ever, stretching up to 70 feet long. Despite its size, it wasn't a predator but a gentle giant, feeding on squid and small fish. But its sheer bulk alone made it a nightmare for survival situations. Imagine being in the water next to a creature longer than a blue whale, its massive body displacing the sea around you. Even without hunting humans, an accidental swipe of its tail or a sudden rise from the depths could crush you instantly. SHONISAURUS reminds us that in the prehistoric seas, even the gentle giants were deadly just by existing. From razor-toothed sharks to squid that dragged prey screaming into the dark, prehistoric oceans were deadlier than any land filled with dinosaurs. These 12 monsters prove the sea has always been Earth's most dangerous battlefield, where size, power, and strange evolution created creatures beyond imagination. If you think the modern ocean is scary, just be glad you weren't swimming 100 million years ago, because back then, survival wasn't even an option. And if you enjoyed this dive into prehistory, make sure to subscribe for more. Hit the like button to support the channel, and drop a comment telling us which sea monster you think was the scariest.